What is up, family? Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Welcome to the Friday Live Helpcast here on the channel. Super pumped and excited to be before you yet again. We have Doc Rock in the house. Tell me something. I got to grab coffee, but I'll be back. Always appreciate it, brother. We got Alex Clausen in his house. Good to see you, Alex. Glad that you are also here. So the Friday Live Helpcast is our weekly Friday live stream show where you can ask questions, get answers, learn YouTube, and grow your channel. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat below. We got Thomas Simons here on the channel. Let me move this someplace over here. We'll just leave it over here. Well, matter of fact, let me move it, adjusting things in real time. And then that way I can see your comments. Say, this is my first time on your live. I've been watching your videos for a week or so. Thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge. Well, my pleasure, Thomas. I'm glad that you have gotten value out of the content, that it's been helping you. So like that's the goal, to provide value so that you can, get your video content creation going for what it is that you do and who's relying on you to help them. So just trying to help you guys show up better for those that are waiting on you. We got Beards and Banjo in the house. Good to see you. Glad that you are also here. This alignment thing, if y'all anybody else got like a slight OCD, it's like, okay, at least it's center. Beards and Banjos, good to see you. So if you guys are subscribed to the channel already, then you would have seen the video that dropped yesterday about the Rodecaster Pro using your regular audio setup. Of course, it's using the Shure SM7B, which is what I have right here in the Rodecaster Pro, showing you how to get audio like this over into Clubhouse if you are on the Clubhouse app. We got Press and So, Queen D, good to see you. Glad that you are here. We got Tech Gear Talk in the house. What's up, Siggy? Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Preston, so I'm gonna have to hit y'all up. I got some more merch ideas and things like that, so we definitely need to talk. So good to see you. Glad that you're here. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the video, like I said, it's from yesterday. We're gonna be doing a lot of Rodecaster Pro videos on the channel, hitting things, and it was really about like getting the most, like everything else that I do on the channel. Like when you invest in something, how can we really maximize the gear and the efficiencies for what we're doing, so that when we go into multiple applications, it's not just for a podcast, it's not just for a live stream, it's not just for a video, or if you buy it with one specific intent, really being able to not even stretch that investment, but fully utilize that investment. And the more that I use this Rodecaster Pro, the more I see like every kind of way to use it in a way that is just absolutely phenomenal. And so I think it's a fantastic job. Like I already knew when it came out, it would be great because it's a mix between an audio interface, a mixer, just like a audio mixer that you would see with all the dials and stuff like that, and an audio recorder. So it's blending three things into one, in addition to, having the sound pads and just like the things that I'm seeing even with other creators that they're using for the Rodecaster Pro has been absolutely phenomenal. So if you're not on Clubhouse, make sure you definitely check that out. We got the Chris Gloss in the house. Good to see you. Saying, hey, champion, good to see you, my brother. So like I said, again, guys, you know what the deal is with the Helpcast. You have any questions, drop those down below as well. But yeah, I was on a Clubhouse room this morning, decided to do an early morning room talking about video. No Tech Gear Talk was over in there as well. A lot of you guys, I think, were over there as well. It went extremely well. Thinking about doing that in the mornings. We'll see how that runs. So like an early morning live chat, if you will, Q&A over in Clubhouse. That way it's like the mornings are better for me than the evenings. That's one of the things, is like you figure out on a new social platform, not just ways that you may want to use it for business, which I'll probably get into in a minute, but like how you are engaging and interacting. When are you online? When are you not? When do you just not feel like being bothered? I have taken days off from it just to kind of get a little bit of a rest and a break, because too much of anything is not great. But I love the fact that it's literally just chill. You don't have to think about it. It's audio only. Kind of doesn't even matter where you are. People are feeding their kids, getting dinner ready, hanging out in the living room, whatever the case is. So it's a lot of flexibilities with Clubhouse, which I think is something to really pay attention to. I sent the email out yesterday with some information. So if you're not a part of the what I call the Entree Insiders community, the email, then you're not getting some of those extra things that's like written only. And so I was talking about in the email just how we are really getting into a phase where audio only, not radio stuff, because audio is not new, but audio only type of marketing is like, it's like the question was, is this really becoming a thing? Is this a fad? Is this a trend? Not just Clubhouse specifically, but audio only. And because Clubhouse has made the waves that it has in the audio space, and just again, the low barrier to entry as far as what it takes to, one, create content, enjoy the content, and come and go as you please kind of a deal, like that quietly leave the room kind of deal. It's a brilliant setup if you ask me, and you're here. So of course you asked me. No. What's going on, Chocolate Twist Yoga? Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Saying peace and blessings, fam. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Callie, let me know. Did you get a Clubhouse invite yet? I don't think I've seen you on over there. Let me know, so we can get you the hookup for the hookup. So yeah, but I think when it comes to, like I said, Clubhouse for business, like I think with one, we're looking at the clubs, which again, if you're not familiar with watching this live or on the replay and you're not familiar with Clubhouse, or you're an Android user, whatever the case is, it's really, really neat. So I'm going to bring this up on my phone real quick. And then you can get a chance to see what I'm talking about. That way, it's not my descriptiveness about it that's helping you to understand, but you can really see it for yourself in real time. So allow us to bring up a camera. And I'm going to change this. I'm going to do this on the fly, because I wasn't planning on talking about Clubhouse, but it kind of just, we're going there. Tall and ba-boom. All right. So literally was in the room today. Nick came in, hopped in on the stage. So made him a moderator. India was in there as well. Other people, if you're part of the Let's Get Live community, the Facebook group, then, you know, you already know what I'm talking about. But we did a room today. So this is what you would call like the hallway, if you will, where you have up here at the top, the little darker area where you have the scheduled rooms, and then you have the actual rooms. I like to think of this honestly like like when you go to a live event where there's breakout rooms where you can go and see based off of the topic and who's speaking kind of a deal, this is kind of like the hallway, and you'll see all of who has content going or rooms going. And I can't click on them because I don't have their permission to record, this is a type of recording since it's a live or what have you. But another one, Women of YouTube, going on YouTube, we got Desiree Martinez, Lindsay, Michelle that's in there. It's just a bunch of different topics, and it's based on your interests. So if you're into art, if you're into music, if you're into all kinds of stuff, then you can see this. Different rooms. Tyrese has been really, really active, this singer and actor. He's been an author, got quite a few titles, but he's been super active in regards to like, and it gets you to see a different side. Like I don't follow, like, and I don't have like, I don't honestly, it's only few legit celebrities that I fangirl out about. And like most celebrities aren't it. You know what I'm saying? It's like people that I actually care about, but I care about like authors, writers, people that have like books and stuff. Like I meet an author nobody knows about, and I'm like about ready to pass out and hit the floor. But I've been really surprised just to be able to engage and see another side of like Tyrese. And as you can see, there's only 65 people in the room. So you got the people icon, and then the chat bubble looking thing that's next to it lets you see how many people are on the stage and are actual speakers so they can talk. But you have the ability to bring people up to the room and stuff like that. Mike Kim is on there, which is interesting. Honestly, some real interesting rooms going on right now. But so that's that. You can swipe over to the right and see who is all online that you're connected with. In addition to the clubs, which I'm in a club with Doc Rock and a lot of other good people and friends. And so this is the Let's Get Live associated with our YouTube community. not YouTube community, Facebook community for the group. In addition to Ecamm Live, they do some dope stuff. So tonight we're doing another room. So that one's there. And then live video creators, which has been awesome in addition to a bunch of other stuff. But that's so like you can just get an idea for those of you that have not seen Clubhouse, or maybe you've seen it on YouTube. Like if you're inquiring about it, but it's not like, it's some stuff it gets to be hype. And some stuff is just not hype. It's legit. So back to my original question of like, is audio only marketing or types of marketing, communication, community really going to become a thing? Because everything else has been audio at people with the potential occasionally to get feedback from. A podcast is sending that out to people and then they listen. A radio show is sending that information out to people. And then maybe occasionally you'll get a call in, or certain days or times or whatever. Anchor kind of touched on that some. So like my initial response was like, it kind of feels like Anchor, kind of feels like a podcast, kind of feels like masterclass sessions and stuff like that. Where Anchor, but it was a call and response. You say something or whatever, and then you have to wait and they can send in an audio message. You play that and then you go to the next thing. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's very interesting to see how people interact and engage. So it's been a really interesting experience, and I've really been loving what I see on there. So let's hop into some chats and comments. Chris Gloss saying, what is your video creation process? A recommendation was research, create topic, create the thumbnail, script, and then create the video is best for YouTube. I would say that if you are going to create videos, one, you do need to come up with a workflow. Mine is always going to be the research side of things. I'm a pen and paper kind of person. So I'm always going for like my ideation of having the idea first and then analyzing that a little bit of what is relevant to maybe talk about, what's the current pain point, maybe what's something that's trending. And so like I'll use TubeBuddy, for example, if I'm on or offline, because you can have the app, and I can do video topic planning. And so I will drop that topic and that'll be it. I can move on. But I can always come back to it and add to it and stuff like that. So probably be helpful to go ahead and pull that up. So when you go to TubeBuddy, let's just share our screen here. You go over to TubeBuddy, you can go to the video topic planner. And so I'll have, like you can see this other video that I just recently did for this past week. I'll start putting in tags and descriptions, but I'm starting to flesh out my thoughts around it first, or just even other video ideas that I'm thinking that I might want to do or create content around. And so I'll start doing stuff like this and just have a way to start capturing those ideas. So one, it's in a digital place because I'm going to use TubeBuddy. I'm going to be on YouTube when I get to the research portion, but that way I have an actual place that I can just, have it live. Then from there, I do get into the research phase. So what you have written out there is pretty much it. And then spending, some time on the title, working on the thumbnail, getting all the written side of the work together first, then going into, because like a thumbnail is a picture. In the research phase and stuff like that. And so like even today in Clubhouse with talking with Daniel Batal, Nick Nimmin, giving a lot of great examples in regards to what goes into the thumbnails. I believe you're in that room. And so when you're talking about that, taking all of that information that they gave there, applying that kind of a stuff, so I can use the TubeBuddy SEO Studio to still use that. So let's go back over here. And I really need to reframe the camera, but we'll rock with it. But the SEO Studio, again, over here in TubeBuddy, so I can start typing in a new topic and doing that, or I can go from like a load from the save draft, and then it'll pull up all of the drafts for things that I have. So these are other ideas that has now gotten to the point. It's like, okay, I can work this into a video, and I literally could start using it. And there's some videos that I'll never do. I just may decide I don't want to do it, or I don't want to start creating content around it. But I can look at a video like I just did, start working in the title, go through the description and stuff like that. I can go in, specifically add the tags, That's, again, this is after the stuff. So I'm putting things into place, and then I can start comparing my video along with the other thumbnails. And this is before the recorded video has happened. So that way I'm going in here and I can see like, even now I know I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna redo this thumbnail and I'm gonna change it. So my last 2 videos, I'm gonna change it, but I can save the draft and then that's done there. So by the time I have created the video, I simply just need to go into YouTube, start the upload process. And then from there, I can start, say, hey, TubeBuddy, you know all that information I put in over there? Yeah, go ahead and swing that into the video and I can add everything in. It'll auto load, including the thumbnail, and I'm off to the races. Even like thinking ahead of adding my Amazon affiliate links, now using the Buy Me a Coffee. So adding the Buy Me a Coffee link and all that kind of stuff. So I like to use TubeBuddy because it helps with the efficiency, but that's pretty much like the basics of the workflow just from a creation kind of a standpoint. What's going on, Lola Chops? Good to see you. Good morning, Kim. Glad that you are here. What's up, SK? SK. It's good to see you. Glad that you are here. Miss Finance, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Saying happy Friday, everyone. What's going on, Luft? I think that's right. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Dave, you guitar. Good to see you. So you change your thumbnail or your profile picture. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Chris saying thank you. My pleasure, brother. Glad to be of assistance. So, like I said, if you guys have questions for the Friday Live Helpcast, make sure you drop those down below. I probably should have recorded the room earlier or whatever, and I probably would start doing that. And rooms that I host, I'm thinking about adding that. I've been asked about the membership stuff before. I don't think I'm going to do that through YouTube channel memberships. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that through the Buy Me a Coffee because it has more flexibility with the things that you can do. That way, when I host a room and I record it, probably add it to the Buy Me a Coffee stuff. That way you can have that. And there are rules, obviously, around all that kind of stuff. So y'all be sure to, if you're on there and you're planning on creating content and stuff like that, just, watch for that. So let me go to the page so I don't show any personal info, just so y'all can see what it is. And if you are a content creator, I would highly suggest that you don't wait for YouTube channel memberships or none of that. Go ahead and create your own kind of Buy Me a Coffee page and get that running, because you don't have to. It's just like Patreon, you can start that at any time, but it's really way better. It's like really way better. So let me pull this up and I can show you guys this, because whatever kind of content that you're making, whatever kind of channel it is that you have, I'd highly recommend that you get you a Buy Me a Coffee page going on. And so this is essentially what it will look like on the back end. And you can start adding memberships. You can add in extras. So if you sell one-off digital products, maybe even some, like if your website doesn't have that kind of flexibility like you would want it to for real, then you could do that. And so when people go over to your page, they can buy you. It's not like a legit cup of coffee. You can change it to say whatever, but it's essentially like a tip jar. But if it's using PayPal, Apple Pay, through your Stripe account, which you would need a Stripe account to do that. But the PayPal, if you got a PayPal account, which I think everyone does, you get that rolling in no time. So, here we go. Yeah, you can get that rolling in no time. So they go in, they click a specific amount from a few dollars to whatever it is, and you get that instantly. Like, so, for those of you that have been to the page, thank you. And that have supported, thank you. But you receive that instantly, but you can start adding in different products and stuff. So for certain rooms, if I know I'm doing like dedicated topics around certain things or what have you, just to add value there. And then like, again, once the membership becomes available, see, look at Chris Gloss bought you 2 coffees. Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate you, brother. So yeah, that's an automated message that pops up. So, so thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. So as you can see, there you go. So that's how that works. So, but yeah, I appreciate that so much. Did Doc slide in here someplace or did I miss him? I know he came in earlier. But yeah, okay. Chocolate Twist Yoda, saying, what do you like about Buy Me a Coffee versus Patreon? So the interface is nice versus, not that Patreon is bad, but the thing is that it just, you know how certain stores, websites or whatever, it's like you instantly like, oh, I like it. I like just like that kind of a thing. One, I get that kind of a feeling and impression straight off of Buy Me a Coffee. Patreon it's cool. I don't have a problem with it, nor do I think it's bad. I do think though that it's just different, and I like the flexibility. I'm always a person that is going to go for more options than something that may be more limited. So they actually have a little side-by-side comparison in regards to if you do the Buy Me a Coffee versus Patreon. And so you just scroll down to this little box here. So the one thing with that, so like Chris just dropped a Buy Me a Coffee, right? That just went to my account instantly. I could literally log into my PayPal or whatever he sent it through, and that money is there right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Monthly versus yearly versus Patreon is monthly only, which is the case, honestly, with most affiliate-ish type programs. However, when you have the Buy Me a Coffee, they can do monthly, they can do yearly as far as the memberships. Donations and tips, yes, which means if I just want to give you a one-off something, they can if they want to. And you create enough content, you'll have people asking you, how can I give back or something like that? And I've honestly rejected it for the longest time. And then you have some people that are literally almost beat you up like, no, let me, whatever. So I was just like, fine. So that's helpful for that. And it's not that they have to sign up for anything. I said one tap payment, no account required, versus Patreon. They have to have a Patreon account to support you. Again, the flexibility between just a credit card or PayPal with Patreon, or credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, and Google Pay. Using Apple Pay, I know for a fact, is super fast, in addition to PayPal or whatever. And a credit card versus PayPal, again, some people don't rock with PayPal. Some people don't want to enter their credit card. So the Apple Pay or Google Pay for some people are more comfortable. So it's just kind of like the same as if you had a food truck. What are people most comfortable there? PayPal and Square.com or a credit card machine. But some people feel weird about it. So it's like kind of, you giving people options. Again, payout is instantly instead of every 30 days. You get analytics and stuff like that. And the fees are the same for what they are just for PayPal, which is 5% flat, or what have you. And then they're saying live chat 24/7. So those are the major comparisons when it comes to that. And I'll drop this in the chat. So if anybody wants to check out a comparison there, then they can do that. But I think it's important, like I said, just whatever kind of work it is that you're doing, or again, if you have a website, maybe you don't have those kind of integrations through there, or maybe it will be too much of a hassle. I know some people use WordPress, which is extremely flexible and has a ton of capabilities, but you got to know some stuff. It's not like a drag and drop type system. I use Kajabi. That really helps with me running my business, from having one-off courses that'll become available for a time and then they go away, from doing downloadable guides and having like a page and all that different other stuff. But some of these things that you're getting with the Buy Me a Coffee are helpful because you don't have to worry about, I'm looking for some other details on there so I can show y'all, but you don't have to worry about necessarily having something else that I like. Let's go to extras. So when you are signed in to the Buy Me a Coffee, so this is where I'm saying like a call like this morning on Clubhouse is something like for, again, when channel memberships become available. And I'll send out notifications about all of that and what all is included. I can specifically add something if I want to do an early release of my audiobook or a book in general that will have audio version for it, then I can do that. Or if I got a one-off ebook, then that can be included with the memberships. And I also like, if people don't want to do a membership, but they have supported you before, you can still give them stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't have to necessarily put it behind a membership wall. If like I can send an email and I could still give them something, you know what I'm saying, to those supporters that did a one-time donation or whatever, instead of just the members only. I said one-on-one consultations, which I already offer on my website. I'll have to look into that as well. because I haven't checked it out, just to see if it integrates with something like Calendly, because then I can have it on both locations, but I already have that. So if those of you that want to do consultations for yourselves or your services, I use Calendly to keep up with my schedules and my calendar systems. And that way they still can pay through PayPal when they want to schedule a 30-minute or a 1-hour consultation. It says art commissions, Instagram close friends access, which is you can have some stories that are public on Instagram, and you can have some stories that are only for the close friends. So let's say you're doing like, oh, I'm working on the course, but then like you show the inside stuff on the you know what I'm saying, close friends only. So everybody else, unless they're maybe a member, they won't see that. So you can have private Instagram stories. So I like having way more than this. So it's not just the it's not just a Patreon versus buy me a coffee, but that's also like YouTube channel memberships. Yeah, you can give badges and have, you know, private live streams or whatever. I can still do all that stuff too. But that's about it. You know what I'm saying? It's on me to work through the rest for anything else that I want to get and give. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to give anything else, then it's like the better option at that point would be Patreon at some point. But there's still some, you know what I'm saying, it's still some weight on me to figure out some integrations and all of that. So I have to do some stuff through Kajabi, some stuff through YouTube, and you only going to get notifications through YouTube. You don't have access to their email. You can't give people that maybe gave you a super chat kind of a thing. You can't give them something in return. So like I said, just thinking about not just benefits to me as the creator, but benefits to the community and what I can provide and the flexibility of that. I really like that. And Doc Rock has done something really amazing with his whole Let's Get Live community, which I'm absolutely a part of, is the Zoom event tickets. So tomorrow there is a Zoom call. And matter of fact, I love the dashboard and all the other stuff. So I'm going to pull that up. So let's take a look. So I'm a supporter of Doc Rock. So I can see there's for his office hours that he does, which is through Zoom. So everybody can come hang out, and it was super fun. Then you got to oops, sorry, Doc, I didn't mean to show the replay link. I will come down. So, but yeah, so it's like you can go through the replay link, and if you couldn't make it live, then you can see it there. You know what I'm saying? So like still using both, but I just don't want to be beholden or stuck to only doing one thing. And there's so many other integrations and stuff like that. That's a mix between the YouTube stuff, the Patreon stuff, and then stuff that I would be doing on my own website to make it like that. Buy Me a Coffee is just great with doing that, so I don't mind that as well. Let me scroll back up. Man, my bad, y'all. Missing comments. I apologize. We got Tran, good to see you. Glad that you are here. Blind Guy, his wife, their life. Good to see you. Saying, I'm late to the party, but here to report that someone bought my first coffee today. 5 actually. Thanks, they can afford the value. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. A little round of applause for you. Way to go. We got Chris in the house. Good to see you, Chris. Glad that you're here. What is going on, Devin Chambers? We got the Convos saying great stuff. Glad you got it. Yeah, so just did a donation over to the Convos, which if you haven't checked his channel, I'll be sure to do so. My brother Keith. So like, yeah, I'm like been watching his live content, got a lot of value out of the things that he's done. I'm like, let me drop some coffee money his way, which he used a bougie system. He used that siphon. Saying, how do I get this crispy sound is yours on the Q2U? This is also using, so one, I as y'all know, I upgraded to, or not upgraded, I'll say changed to the Shure SM7B, and I am using the Rodecaster Pro. This is not the microphone by itself. This is using the Fathead preamp that amplifies the audio as well, because I would say this microphone needs it. It's like, yeah, you can use it without it, which I did I did test, but I'm like, I think it needs it. And then the Rodecaster Pro has audio processing that you can do on here. Let me make sure the back of my camera screen is cleared off. Otherwise, it's going to look like seeing through Vaseline glasses, which is weird. So I'll show you real quick. I can show you the processing that I have on the Rodecaster Pro that helps add. So this is the audio with the processing on it. I'm going to turn this off as I'm talking. So now this is the audio from this microphone without the audio processing on for the, it sounds nothing like when you turn on all these different things. And so I wouldn't doubt that the Samson Q2U, which I'll do in a dedicated versus video. I only did the Vlogmas one so far, but let's go here. All right, and then let's just go. All right, so this is the audio process. Oh, wait a minute, my bad, hold on. Pause for the cause. Let's go not vertical, but horizontal, since that's the way I'm holding the phone, and that is what makes sense. All right, flip that upside down. All right, so audio processing, and I'm sorry I'm shaking. All right, so audio processing, this is all the stuff that I have on for the Rodecaster Pro that contributes to that audio. So it's not just the thing doing its own thing or whatever the case is. Like it's some other stuff going on, you know. So that's the only thing. It's not this microphone sounds so great like this straight out the box, because it don't. It needs assistance. So that's what I would say. And then, like I said, I could grab the Q2U. Now that I think about it, it's like I really don't want to. So yeah, we'll do a dedicated video, because I don't feel like getting out here in these streets like this today. We'll do a dedicated video, because it's other stuff that goes into getting this microphone dialed in. And somebody literally just asked me yesterday about my processing and audio settings and all of that. You don't need the Rodecaster Pro and all that, but what I was using, if you like the way the Samson Q2U sounded from me using it like the last several years, that's just USB. It sounds even better in XLR. I won't say even better, but it sounds better in when it's connected via XLR. The noise floor is lower, but that was USB the entire time, so nothing special there. Chuck Swiss Yo saying, I love the ease of it, but I can see how I can do both for different things. I love the other freedoms you shares about Buy Me a Coffee. Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, when I do the big kahuna, you know what I'm saying, type memberships where it's like legit, you know, monthly trainings, if you will, maybe at a time when the community is much larger, that'll be something that's for real, you know, with a Facebook group and through Kajabi and tons of other stuff. But then at the same time, the price point will be higher, but it's like, it's just not there yet, right? So until then, can still do other things. Buy Me a Coffee just really helps with keeping that super simple. So, okay, I see it in the video description. So if I buy me a coffee, oh wait, so is the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description of your videos on your website? No, it's on the screen. It's just right here, buymeacoffee.com/Diana. But I guess I can drop that in the chat for those of you that prefer that. We'll go that route. So I'll drop that in the chat there. And bazing. All right. So let's see here. Let's go back through there. Saying, how did you get the Buy Me a Coffee notification to appear in your live? When you go to, because it's going to be hard to share, and I don't know how much I want to reveal on a live stream, but I'll do this. There we go. Hold on now. Am I hitting the right buttons? All right. All right, cool. So when you have your Ecamm Live, what you want to do, this globe button is what you want to click on. And then that's as far as I'm going to show, because it'll pull up the link and stuff like that. But from there, it's not what I wanted to do. Go up here. Well, that's interesting. The live stream completely just shut down, which is weird. So hopefully everybody comes back from that, or you're still seeing it and maybe it was just a temporary glitch, but it completely closed. Maybe I hit a quick key that I'm not aware of. But once you do that and you click on the buy me a coffee there, or not the off coffee, but you click on the little globe, it'll come up where you can have the link and stuff like that, that you can add a specific widget URL. And then when you go to your buy me a coffee page, and let's scroll, I'm gonna figure out where you need to go. Then go to settings and integrations. And I'll show you this part because I actually can. Go into your buy me a coffee, go over here to settings, go into integrations, and then you go in here to the stream alert. Initially, it will say that you need to connect. Once you do that, you'll click the customize, or it'll come up automatically or what have you. And then it'll give you the link that you'll then paste over into Ecamm Live from there. And then that's literally it. It takes it, I don't know how long the time is. To my understanding, from what Doc's experience was, it took a minute. So that's the only thing. Excuse me. Pardon me, excuse me. So hopefully that answers the question. Combo saying, got it. Okie dokie. Good morning, everyone, from the David Blackman law firm. No, just yes, and there is a space for the call tomorrow. What do you mean specifically, Doc? With the blind, what's the blind guy's link? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Doc. I'm missing it. Yeah, I think y'all talking in the chat. So anyway, Mr. Tech Rant, good to see you. And saying, took a break from Clubhouse, forgot how much I like creator streams. Yeah, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Glad that you came on over. David Blackman saying, nice SM7B. Yeah, it's like it's not like a microphone that's just going to come straight out the box and then it sounds amazing. It's like it needs the things that it needs for it to perform. And that's the thing. Once you get into what is traditionally professional audio equipment, for everyone that's, considering maybe going from whatever it is you're currently using to something that's more traditional in the audio recording and radio space, they don't have those whole freaking transformer looking sections of a bunch of switches and buttons for no reason. It's really a lot that goes into that. So we're really probably doing just like the bare minimum when it comes to the things but that's why they sound so good. But the Rodecaster Pro audio processing gives you a lot of those tools in the board to kind of help, because if I just took the SM7B, it's not gonna sound bad, but that's why I'm like, compared to the Q2U, it's not gonna sound all that amazing either, so saying careful, don't canon the convo on y'all in this canon thing gonna never get to live it down. Saying, where did you get the Q2U pop filter? This pop filter came from Amazon, but they don't sell them anymore. It was a company called Cisno, CISNO. They don't sell it anymore. They only sell the big, crazy looking ones. But that's where it came from. But it's really it's an all-in-one shock mount thing. So it has a kind of like a rubber band, silicone band system, so that the microphone is suspended, so that it's not, so if I touch it or something like that, that shock is absorbed into the actual framing of the holder. Because those clamps, the ones that just you slide the microphone into it, and every little touch and every little thing, you're hearing that. You can't have that with these microphones. So it's a suspension on it, and then also I could take this off or move it around if I wanted to. The best one I think that you can find in place of this, since they don't sell these anymore, is the one that they use for the Rode Pod mic. And that one is very similar, and it's actually black. So if you don't rock with the, we can pull that up on B&H because they have that, and I can drop a link in the description. They have the black one and it's smaller. It's not as large or whatever. But I think they do a really good job as far as mimicking that, or at least it kind of clamps. So I think it'll fit a lot of different cases that you can potentially use. So, and it's only, well, it was on sale. It's $40 now, but it used to be, or it was on sale for $20, but it's by On Stage. So this is the closest one to it. I'm just gonna have to slide over. So, but this is the closest one to it that you can get, and it will clamp on to your microphone. And like I said, it's built for the Rode Pod mic, but this one would, be as close as you can get to the one that I use. So that's and I've looked all over. That Cisno one is just gone. So holy crap, guys. Buy me a cup. Really enjoy watching you. Sound and video quality is top notch. Thanks for your info and reviews. Well, thank you so very much. I really do appreciate that. That is absolutely incredible. Holy cow, thank you. So I appreciate that. Let me reframe this a little bit. There we go. But yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate that. Let us go. What's going on, Bobby? Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Saying, can I share the link to buy me a coffee on my YouTube video descriptions, or does YouTube? You can put it there. It's the same way as you put it any place else. And I think it's smart to put it in your descriptions. You do not want to solely create a video to say, hey guys, we just set up a buy me a coffee, go to the link in the description, and that's it. Kind of a thing. We're only making a video, and Nick Nimmin talked about this in our Clubhouse room this morning, is that you don't want to make a video solely with the intent to have people leave the platform. It's against terms and service, if I heard him correctly. That being in the description is not going to hurt anything, because it's the same way as your website or your free downloadable thing. It's the same thing as your Amazon affiliate links, B&H affiliate links, all of that different stuff. So I'll add that pod mic, shaped formatted for the pod mic. So let's see. All right. So let me scroll back up. I'm not thinking about you, Keith. Y'all are so silly saying the live is on. Since back. Okay, cool. Yeah, it was that dark chocolate. That's what broke the stream. What's going on, Carlos? Good to see you enjoying the SM7B. It's been my mic for a while. It's great. It's growing on me. It is different to go from using a microphone for so long and knowing how you like to sound on that microphone. So when I switched to this one, I didn't really like it. To be completely honest with you, I'm like, it ain't all that, But I like the way it's I can touch all over the shock mount. The way it's built does a really good job. I've noticed the audio interference that you sometimes can get, even with a shielded and grounded and all that good stuff XLR cable. Being this close to a computer, sometimes you'll have audio interference issues, and also depending on your recording space, you can have audio interference issues. So you'll hear that little high-pitched noise and you can't figure out why. But as soon as you move away from the computer or something else, then you're like, oh, it was the whatever. Or you have it on the floor and the floor is transmitting sound, or like maybe the cable's not that great or something like that. So I like the fact, because this one it's doing a really good job with that. And then for the podcast, for the Video Simplified podcast, and shameless freaking gosh darn plug, if you don't listen to the Video Simplified podcast, why not? And then number two, if you've listened to the Video Simplified podcast and you have not left a rating or review, do that immediately. So shameless plug there. But I like the way it sounds in the podcast, and I changed the intro and all that different stuff at the beginning of the year. And I really like the way it handles the high pitched tones. I enjoy a bassier sound, and with the Q2U, I would add that even in processing or whatever. But with my normal preset that I have for my voice, when I add that onto this microphone, I'm like, ooh, that plus the processing or whatever. For the podcast, I'm like, I really like the way this sounds. So like I said, it's grown on me, but that's why I also I'll have my first impressions, but then I'll also give it time to let it get seasoned. And some stuff I instantly know is trash, so hashtag Blue Yeti. So, I mean, if everyone wants to come to the Zoom tomorrow, there's slots left. Oh, yeah. My bad, Doc. Let me pull that up. I think it's buy me a coffee / Doc Rock. So this is Doc Rock, my brother from another mother. This is his buy me a coffee page. And so he has the office hours. And so there are slots still available for this. So I'm going to copy the link. This is, wait. That's for the 9th. We need to do the 16th. So I'm going to copy a link and drop that in the chat. So anybody want to hop on for there. It's 1 p.m. freaking Hawaii Standard Time, which is like, it's still yesterday over there. Gosh darn time differences. But I think that's like, I think it actually translates to like noon Central Standard Time. But let's bring that to, let's see. Yeah, it's noon Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If that ain't enough. But yeah, so there's if you want to hop on there for the Zoom and the Let's Get Live community and the Let's Get Live community Zoom call, that's where it's going down. All right. So Chocolate Twist Yoga, starting stuff. And I just don't understand what the problem is. But if you eat more white chocolate, you will feel better. Saying your anointed voice works on all the mics pretty much. Your voice is a plugin or a cord. Listen, I don't know. I can't make it make sense right now. Okay, but I appreciate it. So thank you. Saying I prefer the bassy sound too. Yeah, it's just like just adding more depth to the voice. It's not just like throwing a bunch of bass on it or whatever, but adding more depth to the sound of the audio. I just enjoy it. Saying let it marinate for sure. What's going on, Sammy? Good to see you. See, marinate. Exactly like I see. I knew how you was going to say it, Doc. Saying you better have some overlays about white chocolate. Got to. Absolutely got to. There is no other way. There is no other way. Keith over here, the hashtag the combos channel, makes fun of me and actually has a whole, not even to make fun of me, but he, like, I would have to pull the clip from the live stream. Took my thumbnail picture, put it over he's live on YouTube. We'll put that over there and say, yeah, my name is Diana Gladney, and I just want y'all to know, don't buy the candidate. Like, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I joined the live streams. Y'all talk about your channels. I come check you out. I'm on the live stream. I'm subscribed to his channel. And I look up. I'm sitting in the living room. And I'm like, wait a minute. I said, why am I on his... You know, it's like if it changed from me on the screen to just some whole other person. That's what Keith does. It ain't right. It just ain't right. Plug in right. Helper Doc. Yeah, I'm missing what y'all talking about. So let's see here. SK's talking about something. It takes about 7 minutes before you get to buy me a coffee. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Doc, tell me something. No, they are not. They are horrible. And he's not good for it either. They don't make no daggone sense to be treated this way. All right? Let me go pull this nonsense up because y'all ain't going to believe it. Hashtag the convos. And I know exactly where the part in the stream where it was at. Because I'm like, oh, this is full hateration mode. So let me pull this up. I'm going to go find it in the meantime. So y'all don't have to sit and watch me scrub through. But I know where it's at. But Keith is a music producer, for those of you that don't know. Works with some incredible individuals. But let's go here. Let me just scroll through. Because y'all won't believe what I'm talking about. Here we go. Okay. Pause for the calls. We just real time. Just pause for the calls. You're going to enjoy this, I assure you. And let me stop the music because I want y'all to be fully aware of the hateration going on. Now see that? I wasn't even planning for it. See, I'm giving support to our fellow brother and creator. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my job. But this is his wife. He did her too. Messed up the whole thing. And Diana said, some stuff ain't worth brushing. You know, you gotta add that season on and let it marinate. see,
adobo y sazón.
see, now it was a song at the end, but he'll just do these clips randomly of me being on the screen or his wife being on the screen because I was on his stream and they said like, yeah, some stuff ain't worth watching. You just got to let it marinate. But I look up, it's got to be like at the halfway point or whatever the case is, but it's hard to find the picture part. But I know, like, again, like at the end, just sitting there just clowning, full on clowning the whole time. And I'm like, really? I'm out here trying to help and just support, and I'm just getting memed all day. Real time memed. Whole other level. But that's all right. That's all right. We forgive our brother Keith. So he got me a good pick and all. Hey, y'all, see, laughing. You know you're guilty. No, you guilty. Tell me something. His doc voice is funny. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Saying because he's spot on. Oh, we got a super chat from the Book of Alpharonomy support. Bless up to the Glad Gang. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that so much. Really, really do. If anybody got questions, y'all feel free to drop those in the chat. So let's see here. We've been running for about an hour. It's only showing 15 minutes in eCount because something weird happened. But I'm running beta also. But yeah, thank you so much, Book of Alpharonomy. I appreciate that. I really, really do. So new year, new goals around content creation, channel formation, and everything else. Question to those that are engaging in the chat: what is your main goal with your channel for the first quarter of this year? What's your main goal for the first quarter of this year? Not like, oh, I want to get to whatever big subscriber number by the end of the year. For the first quarter, what's your main goal? Because I'm curious to hear what everybody's thing is. For me, it's going to be, one, getting my video content masterclass out in beta. So that's going to be at the wait list is currently available at videocontentmasterclass.com. Might as well add that in the chat while I'm doing that. So that's going to go out. So the video content masterclass, that's my goal for this month. And to have put that successfully through beta, to put it out into full blown mode. And then I'll be moving on to my second course. That'll be just another digital product on the website. So you go to Video Content Masterclass if you want to join the wait list for that. This is the wait list. Again, videocontentmasterclass.com. Going to be covering how to develop a content strategy to consistently produce content. Dial in your camera setup to get a professional looking video, no matter what camera that you're using. But obviously, you guys know I have a Sony, so that's what I'll be doing demonstrations and stuff on. And then how to use your video content to grow your business by leveraging YouTube is what the masterclass is going to be about. This is going to be a paid masterclass, so it's not a free masterclass or whatever. There'll be other ones for that, but not this one. So it'll come out in beta. I gotta turn this white chocolate thing off. So it'll be coming out in beta by the end of this month. Not even by the end of this month, before the end of this month. So that's really my focus, and really going through that deeply and very clearly. Saying she can't hide in any room in Clubhouse, YouTube, or Facebook. Exactly. Hateration everywhere. Saying clarity. I love that, Doc. Love that. Consistent content from Saints, New York. Good to see you. Yeah, that's. I think that's so good, and it's like a lot of times I'll be answering questions, or I'll be on stages as a panelist in another Clubhouse room or something like that, and I'll get somebody that asks a question, and a lot of them were about being consistent. So I think that's highly important. Saying my main goal is to start it. That's a good goal. Put a date on it. Consistency. That's important. And I think you've been doing a good job with your combo show because it's something even like me, even in following your content, I expect it. You know, like I legit expect the content. It's like, I think today is the you know, it's like, again, other stuff on the calendar, but I'm like, I think today is like, yeah, so like, let me go see. Oh, sure enough, in the news feed or in my subscription feed on YouTube, because I see you go live on Facebook and YouTube, but it's like, I'll see it and I'm like, yeah, that's it. Establish the off-season programming. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm curious what you mean by that. Saying, hello, will you be doing sometime Canon? No. So I won't be covered. So this is just full transparency. I won't be doing any more Canon camera content simply because for the audience, the community, and the focus, I'm not touching any more Canon cameras. So whatever is on the channel already, that's literally it. I've considered it. Like maybe I should get the Canon M50 Mark II, compare that to the whatever. My goal is not for views on this like channel. Like obviously that's important, as well as all the other YouTube metrics and things like that. Full transparency, I'm not covering any more Canon content. I'm not buying any cameras. I'm not renting any cameras because I don't want to give the impression that they are worth investing in. And I'm very strong, opinionated about things that I deeply believe in. And I wouldn't sell you on something for affiliate income. It's not that important. And that's not the primary source of my income. And even if it was, I don't roll like that. So it's not going to be any more Canon content on the channel unless they drop something amazing that's worth reviewing, considering, and something else. I haven't even found them to drop a camera that was worth even looking at. The RP, trash. SL3, unless you're going to use it unless you're going to use these cameras on a tripod for live streaming and that's it. It's like, nah. You know, it's the same camera over and over again with Canon essentially. It's just like, I'm not going to do it. So in the masterclass, you'll learn the basics around the settings that you would need, how you may find those in your camera. The setup may be slightly different, but Canon and Sony's menus are pretty much the same. That first tab that you have is going to be based around photos. The second tab that you have is going to be primarily based around video. Then you have your third tab, which is more or less the review, like it'll be like the play button thing. So you'll review your photos, kind of a settings for that. Then you have like usually your network settings, your regular setup or settings screen, and then the My Menu. Canon and Sony menus are pretty much set up the same order, but the where you would find it essentially is like going to kind of be up to you to go through and find that. So the demonstration is going to be on what I actually have and use, which is on the Sony's, but the concepts are going to be universal video concepts. So it's not going to be camera specific. It's going to be around getting the information to you in specific with that. Saying if you buy one, do you get... No, you don't. I don't know why that's so funny. Buy one, get one free. No, there's no buy one, get one free. Good to see you, K-Walk Comedy. Glad that you are here. Saying bulk filming my content more so I can get my videos scheduled 2 to 3 weeks out. Also selling my Canon and getting a Sony. Welcome to the Sony crew. We support y'all. Welcome. 'Tis a fantastic living over here. Me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. 125,000 subscribers in my first quarter is the goal. I heard that. We support you on that. Calling it. Saying completely respect. My future / new camera will be a Sony. Thank you for your honesty. Will contact you once I upgrade. Okay, my pleasure. I don't have a reason to lie. So even if I did, I still wouldn't. So I try to be very integral with what I say and recommend. Love saying my shows are football, Minnesota Vikings, specifically an NFL generally based content. Even though we go year round and on the channel, we base the programming based. That's smart. Well, I mean, I think it's also important too, but that's smart. Yeah, for sure. Nicole Dre, are you on manual focus? No, not at all, actually. So this is the A6400. So you can see that's blurry and it just came into focus. So this is autofocus. So saying today again, the giveaway, not at all. It's only a giveaway when we do the Friday Lives Helpcast. Saying you looked autofocus, but it's okay now. Could be, but no, this is on autofocus. So if I'm moving my hand around or whatever, obviously the A6400 has stellar autofocus, but anything can get caught off guard. So, but yeah, so that's the thing with that. So we are, let's see here. Let's just start with Canon spells shutter with TV. Who the fudge thought it was? So Doc. So the top dial, for those of you that don't know, the top dial on the Doc, why do you do this? The top dial on the camera, like when you're going into like the shutter priority, it says a capital T and a lowercase v. So yeah, they do whatever. It is a thing. Saying Diana, question. Best Sony a6600 settings for crisp and sharp video. Good lighting, good lens. Nothing to do with the camera. And that's the funny thing. You can get background blur based on depth of field, meaning I'm here, the background is a few paces away, so there is depth and space behind me. This camera is about a step or two away, and then the lens and the lighting. If I turn the lights off, that's the side one, that's the front one. It's darker, but it's not necessarily any less sharper. You know what I'm saying? Because the lens is great. The camera's already going to do an awesome job, but at the same time, lenses and lighting are essential. You already got the Sony, it's going to be a dope experience, but the settings, there's no real good like settings. Even if this was a deeper depth of field and it was at an f5.6, for example, and everything kind of be in focus, the lens would still do a stellar job because it's just sharp glass. So your lens and the lighting is going to be important, because you put a trash lens on any camera, it's going to look like trash. You put a great lens on it, it's going to look great. So the lens and the lighting, there's no real settings kind of a thing. You can go to the lowest aperture that your lens can get to give you the most background blur, but the lens and the lighting is what's going to be essential there. There's no real like settings for a good crispy sharp look or whatever. You just same basic rules apply. If you're in 24 frames per second, your shutter speed needs to be 1/50, unless you're someplace else in the world and you can actually have access to the 1/48 per second for the shutter speed. Aperture is going to deal with lighting, which is the brightness and the depth of field. ISO, also the light sensitivity. It don't need to be that high because you're going to have lighting and you're going to have a great lens. So the principles are the same. You can do 24 or 30, don't matter. You can do 60, don't matter. The rules are still the same. Lighting and lenses is key. When it comes to that. Saying love you, sissy. I love you too, brother. That's why I'm like, do I want to give out a link for them? I'm like, not today. Nah. I'm like, it's a setup, especially in the chat that we were doing. I said it's a setup. I'm not going for it. Not going for it. Saying I agree with that on the 6600. Yeah, it's an amazing one as well. So do you know, or the normal iPhone 12 a good camera has? I will buy that soon. The iPhone 12 has a stellar, and I know Doc is already going, he's typing probably right now. The iPhone 12 has a stellar camera on it. In addition to the firmware update or the phone update that they have, that they added, correct me if I'm wrong, Doc, they 10-bit recording, which is more, imagine a box like this. We'll just keep it simple. 8-bit color. Do a lot of damage in a good way, it'll be great. 10-bit saying, oh, we want to open up the color scope. Now you have access to way more, so you can get a whole lot more. The iPhone 12 has that, in addition to a bunch of other stuff. But if you got an iPhone 12, you know it's updated, probably get something like Filmic Pro to pull the best out of that. You got a stellar setup. So the iPhone is legit. Even with some of the other iPhones, there's legit movies made solely off of the phone. Like, no lie, I watched a premiere and like clips of the movie that was shot. It's like, I'm sure it's like the hashtag shot on iPhone or something like, but that's photos, I think, mostly. But there are like full-blown movies shot on not Netflix, shot on iPhones, and like the older ones, and they don't look bad at all. So I'm gonna pull this up here from IndieWire, which I think is like something to, I get cameras more because I just prefer the tactile manualness of it all. I want this, change that. I really don't like the digital interface for a lot of stuff, so I'm not really a tablet person, even though I'm probably gonna get one, and I'll default to my computer. For other people, it's the reverse. So let's go here. I don't want to add this. I'm not going to play the trailer. Or can I do it without the music? Let me make sure. Let me go through and preset this up a bit. Because I don't want the audio to play. But there are some movies fully shot on an iPhone. And these were older iPhones. And they've done a terrific job with it. So I'm just trying to see. There's one movie shot in 2014, iPhone 6, which is this phone, shot on the iPhone 6. So they took this. This is the iPhone 12 that has, and it's probably too bright for the settings that I have, but took this phone and shot a movie. And this has got way more power. And this is just the 11. So the 12 is even more powerful than both of them. So, but you can do a lot of great work. And I'll just pull this up since the videos won't play. But 11 movies shot on the iPhone, just in general. A lot of great stuff you can do. It's one of my favorite ones. It's called Unsane. This is that one. But one of my favorite channels when it comes to creating content on your phone and really getting the most out of it is a channel called iPhoneography. He does a fantastic job when it comes to like really maximizing what your phone can do and learning to use the programs and all of that. Let's go to let me pull this up. Let me make sure I spelt his name right, because his channel, for the first time, his channel didn't come up. I hope he didn't get caught up in any iPhoneographers, not iPhoneography. First, ERS. There we go. So this is his channel, iPhoneographers, and he does tremendous work. So you're talking about the iPhones and stuff. He literally just uploaded one yesterday. So I would highly encourage you to check that out. And he goes through, like I said, the 10-bit versus the 8-bit and stuff like that. A lot of great stuff. And he does short films and has them on his channel, and they look freaking fantastic. Like I said, going through Filmic Pro, that's Photo Joseph. Shout out to Photo Joseph. Actually was in the room with him this week as well. But just that guy, the guy from iPhoneographers, he's a brilliant creator. He really, really is. So let's go. JFK Productions say, am I late? No, class is only over with though. Yeah, just kidding. Saying the iPhone 12 looks better than the Canon M50. Moving on. Saying why? Where do you suggest I search for used glass? B&H Photo Video is a good place. Let's take a look. See here. Why I got so many internet tabs open? Like, I am that person. I literally opened up my phone. It's like, I don't even know why I do this. I can't, like on my phone right now, 50 tabs open. 50 internet tabs open. I ain't gonna tell you how many is open on the computer. Y'all mind your business. But I'm gonna find out these lenses for yeah. I am not ashamed. So B&H Photo, you go over here to the tab that says used. You go down here to lenses, and you go to mirrorless lenses. And so you can pick based on, I wouldn't pick based on a brand. I pick based on the lens mount. So if you're an M50 person, or the Canon M6 Mark II, you're one of those folks that have one of those, then you can find it there. Micro Four Thirds, the L Mount Alliance. Since you have a Sony, you do APS-C, full frame. I don't mind putting either. People say a bunch of stuff, and I'm just like, shut up. I get sick of some stuff. People say they like elitists when it comes to stuff. It's like somebody being a clothes manufacturer, and they say, well, I really think you should put the left sock on first and then the right sock. It's like, what difference do it make? It's like, well, the left sock psychologically improved. It's just like, shut up. Put your socks on. And so based on that, and go price low to high, or you can go based on bestsellers. If you're looking for a specific one, so you got the 20 millimeter f1.8 G Master. and they'll have it at different prices. You got the 50 millimeter f1.8 on there, 24 to 70. That is a beast from the East. G Master lens, but these are no joke. Got a 35 millimeter f2.8 from Samyang, and I also like to go to Amazon's warehouse. The tab, you go to Amazon, pick the drop down for Amazon warehouse, and you can start searching used from there as well. In addition to like KHMPB.com, there's a lot of places that you can go, but that's where I would start, and that's usually my go-to, in addition to Facebook Marketplace. Most of these companies, most of these things have where you can return it, or there's some seller, even buyer protection. I've never had, and this is my personal experience, I've never had a bad experience with a Craigslist or a Facebook Marketplace purchase for different legit gear. And you just need to know what you're looking for. And so the first few things that I do when I get a lens that's used, which all of my, not all my lenses, I would say with my lenses is kind of like a half and half. Some are new, some are used. This 35 that you're looking at right now, this is used. This camera right now is used. Got both of them off Amazon from the warehouse, and I've had it now since 2019. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at it, make sure it's no lint on the inside or whatever. And then you always got the little rocket blower that you can, if it is lint on it, not in it, that's the difference. And then I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to put it in like the photo mode, and I'm just going to fire off to see, does the autofocus work? Does the connections on it work? I'm also just like looking at it. Does anything look off? Does it look weird? And so I had bought one before from Amazon. This is my second one that I got from Amazon. And as soon as I popped off the cap, the face of the lens fell off. So I saw all the electronics, and it was sand in it. I said, oh, y'all think y'all finna super glue somebody at Amazon ain't paying no attention? I sent it right back, chose a different one, and got this one. That's the first time I ever had something crazy happen with like a piece of gear, but it's like you got a 30-day warranty. Send that joker back to Amazon, make sure it's legit. And it's the same thing when you do it in person. The only thing with in-person purchases, I get the seller to shut up. Stop talking to me. Let me think and figure this out. Or I'm just like, yep. Because they trying to convince you like they're either not lying or whatever. And it's like, fine, but I also need you to be quiet for a minute so I can actually look and pay attention to the things that I want to look at. They be like, yeah, it's a good camera. It's like, so I come with the memory card, I come with my camera, I come with the freshly charged battery and all that stuff so I can put it to work and see how it does. I'm going to record some clips or whatever, just going to pan back and forth and make sure it's functioning normally. And that's pretty much it. It don't take long to check out a lens and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. Set it down. Do your hand up and all that extra other stuff to make sure it's working like it's supposed to. That's what my thing. So an iPhone 11 Pro Max with Filmic Pro is also very nice. Yes, indeed it is. Saying thanks for the info. My pleasure. Saying think 8-bit. Hold on. Think 8-bit as 16. Was it 16.7 or something? I don't know. Doc, you confused me. So I'm. My apologies. So I'll catch you later. All right. Good to see you. Take care. Americans can't add either. Whatever, Doc. You multilingual, multicultural. Don't hate on us. All right. We passed the math class that they gave us. That's all we know. Okay. So I purchased the M50 Sigma 16mm lens. How can I exchange it for the A6400 at a good rate? At this day and age, you can't really exchange it fully. You can get and I'm saying like at a camera store, because B&H hasn't been buying them back for a long time. And when they were, it was only for like $320 and then $345 with everything that came with it in the box and then some. Perfect condition, $345 with the kit lens. So you're not going to get the best bang for your buck going through something like that. If you're trying to get money back for it, they're always going to give you less money, but if you get store credit, it can be a little bit better. I like KEH.com if I'm going to do a camera exchange. B&H is fine too. I've worked with them, but I'll look at the prices. If B&H is not accepting them back, maybe KEH or Adorama is. But I'm more so at that point, once I've kind of got past the point of usually like after a year of a camera coming out, the resale rate on the camera body itself is not great. So unless you got a good lens to sell with it, which the Sigma 16 is great, but unless you got a good lens to sell with that used camera, you're not going to get a whole lot. But what I would do is like you could do a Facebook marketplace. You could do, it's another website. And like Sydney Diangza, I always have to go to his channel because I never remember in real time what it's called. But that's another site that you can use, Diangzen. And so there's a bunch of people that'll sell their stuff there. It's a bunch of other creators. MPB is another website. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it in one of his descriptions real quick. But gearfocus.com. So this is Sydney's thing, but he'll sell his stuff occasionally, and at least somebody knows the value in it. So if we are digital cameras, let's go to mirrorless cameras, getting ready to look for one to purchase or look for something. So like this is the M6 Mark II with the cage in mint condition. Somebody selling that for $745. Somebody selling the A6000 body for $360, NRP for $925. XH1 for $1,100. But this is what I'm saying, like the camera bodies by themselves, like this is for $550 is overpriced, but they know they're not going to get that at B&H Photo, but nobody's going to give them that much for that camera. They can only get that if they sold it themselves. So you can go through something like Gear Focus. You can, try to list it on Facebook Marketplace, or some people recommend Craigslist or whatever. But, you'd have to sell it yourself. And if you're going to sell your camera, sell everything with it. Get a strap, for a neck strap. Get a lens to sell with it. Get the camera body. Throw in the extra batteries. If you got an old memory card, make it a bundle. So when you sell the bundle, you can get more value. And somebody say, for all of that, yeah, I'll pay, maybe a little bit more or whatever. Because, that way it works out for both of y'all. So that's what I would suggest. Brother, thank you so much. Said 125,000 subs without burning out on daily uploads is my first quarter goal. Yeah, definitely be careful with that daily upload schedule. That can be a trial, not just on you, but even just like with channel growth. So just be careful. Saying 50 tabs. Kim, mind your business. All right, I'm out here in these streets. Look at you. Saying you a monster. Don't. Y'all don't laugh. And what is this, Mary? You too? Y'all at Queen D of 1,000 tabs. Listen, mind your business. All right. That's why I blocked the top, because I said I don't want the like, oh my goodness, how is your computer breathing? Mind your business. It's doing fine. It's doing fine. We're running the stream. We're talking about stuff and we're answering questions. Everything is working out fantastically. All right. Mind your business. RIP new M50 buyer's remorse is a mother. For some people, it's great, and here's the thing. I don't want to confuse people when they come to this channel. I let the old stuff stay, because whether or not I take it down, they'll find the information other places. And some people legit, I get a lot of emails of people being thankful for the M50 guide, and they're very thankful for it, because not everybody that is watching those videos are entrepreneurs that are content creating. Some of them legit are just starting YouTube channels, or they're a mom that's doing homeschooling, or their mom doing craft stuff, or something like that, or just a creator interested in something, and that's perfect for them. So not everybody's doing, but I don't want to do any more of that content. So those that legit are here, subscribed for a reason and stuff like that, they're finding and like, oh, well, you said, not today. So, so I'm not investing in, I've considered it, and I thought through it, and it doesn't make good business sense for me. If I just want to, create like a true tech channel around creating content, and just talk about variations of cameras, then that means I would get Fuji's also. That means I would try out the Fuji X, was the S10 or something like that. I'd also try out the XT4 I try a lot of different things, but I'm not trying to build a channel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the next phase after I go through like this Rodecaster Pro stuff, I'm probably going to do a dedicated A6600 setup video. going to be talking about lenses because I got a comment with somebody asking about, can I do more about the like a basics for lenses? And I was like, sure. So I'm going into some other legit content creation stuff. And then in preparation for the masterclass coming out, I'll be doing some content that's going to lean into that. I ain't trying to get drowned into every new camera that comes out. It's just, so you got to have the focus of who you're attracting and who you're also repelling. So I just think that's important. Noel, good to see you, saying thank you for helping me with my email the other day. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And for all you people laughing at me about my 50 tabs, mind your gosh darn business. All right. So let's see here. Oh, hello, Miss Eileen. Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Saying just joined Clubhouse. So happy to learn more about it. What did you love and dislike about Clubhouse? Interesting, because I was talking about that when we first started the stream and just showing like a little bit about it. But cool, glad that you're on Clubhouse. I don't have to be physically visible or nothing like that. And it's super unintrusive. I could go join a room and just listen and take notes, or just, listen and hang out. And there's no way for people to start messaging you and you get bombarded with a bunch of other stuff. I love the fact the first thing I tried is that I can shut my phone down, like legit, like just put it away, and it keeps playing in the background like a podcast would. Because I just may want to, like this morning, I'm here at my desk already. And so when I was hosting that room, I'm just here working. I'm replying to emails. I'm going through admin work that I have to do. And I'm, preparing for the live stream and doing some other stuff. I don't have to stop my regular flow for me to just, hang into essentially like an not audible, because I don't want you to think like audiobook, but an audio masterclass for a lot of different topics that I'm interested in, or even perspectives. I love learning from other people. I love hearing you all ask questions, people that would be great, people that I would want to target or would be like the ideal audience or viewer for the channel. And hearing the way that you pose questions and things like that, or things that I hadn't thought about that maybe is important. So like the whole Vlogmas video around consistency, around, being afraid, and some of those other videos were birthed out of some of the Clubhouse conversations. A lot of people were talking about certain things, and just even, again, just to understand current pain points. As a speaker on the platform and like hosting rooms and answering questions myself, I like the ability to engage with people and bring them up to the stage and, let them ask their question and be able to help them out, and stuff like that. What I don't like about Clubhouse, only thing I've thought about is like maybe like a lurker kind of a mode, like, because sometimes I'll join a room just to listen, and depending on, it don't even matter, depending on how many people's in there. If I follow maybe somebody that's on stage, or they follow me, not even if I follow them, if they follow me and we're connected already, when I join the room, they will get a notification and see that I've joined the room. And at that point, YouTube always comes up and I'm like, oh, we got a YouTube expert in here. Let me go ahead and bring up whatever. Reason why I say I would love a lurker mode, or essentially a private mode, so that people don't know that I'm in the room, is because it's been embarrassing. I'll raise my hand and tell the truth. I have fallen asleep so many times because it's so late in the day or something. And it's just like, I am an old lady. I want to go to bed. Sometimes I'll be up, but it's like, if I'm up, I may be up, but I don't really want to engage like that or whatever. And this room's 24/7. And so like, I may want to just listen in, but I don't want to join in. And like, I feel bad about like either saying like, no, I can't speak right now or whatever. But I remember this one time I was legit in a room. It was dope. I was taking notes, and the sleep demon just hit me all upside my head. I fell asleep, and I wake up to, man, been pinging Diana, trying to get Diana to see if she can come to the stage. I mean, I guess if, you ain't got time, and I'm like, yo, do not fret me out. So now I'm like, now I'm trying to get the sleepy voice off. It's just like, yeah, welcome to, you know, it's like trying not to get that little Barry White coming like, hey, yeah, sorry, was had a lot going on there. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Thanks for inviting me up to. And it's like I do not, you know. So sometimes like I do not want to be invited because I may be tired, you know. So like I want to listen, and I don't mind because you can leave quietly, and it doesn't say when you left, which I like. So, but it does announce when you come in. So I would like to see maybe like a private or invisible mode or something. But I guess that'd be kind of weird. But just for that reason, being a teacher and an educator in the YouTube space and about gear and stuff, it's like sometimes I don't mind. A lot of times I don't mind. But like if it's late or something, it's like I just want to listen in and be a lurker for and then leave. So saying, yo, that is my app. Got all my extra cameras from that site. Totally legit. Oh, what was that? Gear Focus. Yeah, I always forget the name of it, but I like it as well. Udron saying, I'm interested in hanging a camera permanently above my head, facing down so folks can see what I'm doing with my hands. Is there a cheap webcam for this, or is a full function camera needed? You can use your phone or an old phone. Yeah, you can use an old phone, and that's honestly really good because the way that I was able to connect my phone was through what's called NDI. Probably do a dedicated video on this because I'm working on a similar setup as well. I'm going to try not to embarrass thyself, but you're going to see the behind the scenes of the other side over here, which you probably don't see unless you are doing the vlogish content. All right. Let me try to. All right, we can do this that way. All right, so now this is like, so what I'll be doing is hanging up there, and you see like I just got a little light off to the side. It's just clamped to the desk, but that same top down kind of a shot, I'm working on the exact same setup, which is not that far from back there by the other stuff. But I'm going to be mounting something up there. But I've decided that because of, again, having extra iPhones and other stuff, probably just hang an iPhone. The Logitech C920 is another web camera that I have, but which you can find those on like Facebook Marketplace or whatever. But yeah, you can, if you have it, and that's a USB connection. So unless you're going to run USB really long or something like that, you can. And you can even do wired. You got HDMI connections that are possible with the application of Filmic Pro. And so you can run a wired, or you can run a wireless, or if you have a cheap camera that you want to pick up, you can. It's a preference at that point, but you can do either. It's not necessary that you have a camera unless you want to go for a specific look as far as autofocus, blurry background is, or whatever. But some of the B-roll shots with like a wood kind of a desk or whatever. So just on that little wood chopping board there. What's going on, Holly? Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Saying the A5100 would totally do the job. And I'm considering getting one of those as well. Pro tip, make the Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace transactions at the police station parking lot. The shady people immediately back out of the sale. 150,000% is the best place to, because also if you have something that you want to plug up, they like, so a couple things. You can call ahead, let that police station that you have in mind know that you want to do a sale there, and they're fine with that because a lot of them are used to it. I don't even do the parking lot. I go in there. So if you got warrants, guess can't make this sale. So, but it's like, yeah, it's like, so I'll meet in the police station, like lobby or whatever. They'll tell you where the place is to go, that you can do it. And it's like, you have outlets there, and like it's usually a yes. And they'll say, yeah, you can go to this spot here or whatever. So yeah, you may meet them in the parking lot or at the door or something like that. But that way, if it's something that needs to be plugged in, I'm not just assuming that this works or whatever. And you got time to try it out, and you're in a safe space. And then I always let them leave first, and then I leave. Even if I need to go in the same direction as them, I'm weird like that. I'm going to go in a whole other different direction, a whole other route, other stuff to do, just because, but that's what I would do. So Doc got the pro tip of the pro tip for sure. And I posted the link And the old cute Dinah pics are dope. She looks all holy and corporate. Ain't nobody got time for you. Asked to meet at the Popo station. No, that's right. So, yours your advice for which platform to use for podcasting? Libsyn. Which stands for Liberated Syndication. LIBSYN. This is the best. Yeah, you could do a bunch of other stuff, and I'm gonna get into the why. LIBSYN. I'm gonna drop this in the chat for you. This is the place to be when it comes to where you need to be for your podcast. Yeah, it's like you got other free stuff, and that's not whatever. This or what are they called? Let me think, because I'm Buzzsprout. Libsyn or Buzzsprout. That's it. Other ones are great. They do similar, but I'm telling you, Libsyn or Buzzsprout. Both of them are legit. Both of them, you actually own your podcast. I used to use Anchor for the longest time when it was just like a testing out the platform, then eventually brought the podcast there and then left because you do not own your RSS feed. It's going to be through anchor.fm/whatever. And some of these other free ones are the same way. It's free for a reason. And that's because you don't have ownership. So you really don't have your true analytics. You really don't have your true data on what you would need to do. And it's like the convenience gets a lot of people. But if, let's run the business like a business, Libsyn or Buzzsprout. That's who I would recommend when it comes to that. Let me take a look here. Saying Doc and Diana may have other suggestions where here, but I have an A51. No, I would say that if you want the camera, the A50, what was it? Alicio was telling me about one. I'm probably getting in touch with him so I can grab one that's in his area and probably have him ship it to me. But it's like, it's like the A5100 is fine. It has the flip up screen, just like Keith is saying. If you want to see multiple camera angles, he's talked about this on a lot of his live streams. You can just go scroll through. You might see me pop up on the screen. It's not because I'm actually live. It's because he's memeing me. He's stolen clips and photos, and he's doing impersonations. Okay, but you'll see he got a top down shot. He has his main shot here, and he's using tons of cameras that are Sony cameras, and the best looking ones that are like the main shots are usually like the cheapest ones that he has, and they're like cost him $250. So those are great options. I'm looking to add one for myself because I prefer a camera. I'm thinking about a phone for some things, but the NDI is like I'm still working through. Saying Miss D making people buy Rodecaster Pro for Club. I am not. I need Doc's bail. I am not making people buy nothing. Okay, if you want the Rodecaster Pro, because you also would like to best utilize what you already have. That's why I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of tutorials on this thing to just show various use cases and stuff like that to put it to work. I got it. I own it. Why not use it for Clubhouse? It sounds boss. Okay. Also because you can't go into a room and start recording. That's against their terms of service. They'll kick you off the Clubhouse app. However, I can't record myself. So if I'm just talking just like this, even when I'm on other people's shows or I'm doing speaking engagements, all that different stuff, I can always record myself. Even if I don't have the right to record anybody else, I can record myself. And so, like you said, am I making, but let's say you're saying, are you making people buy the Rodecaster Pro? And it's like, I don't think people should buy the Rodecaster. Like, I'm going to make a full statement for a reason. And y'all haven't seen this on Instagram yet. But that content is coming because I took the week off because I wanted my life for a week to just rest. But it's like I can record myself giving advice or tips and stuff like that and still put that to work. In addition to, I have plans for not just Clubhouse, but audio marketing becoming a thing from a back and forth not this monologue comment pulled up. I can do a live link and y'all could come in, but at the same time, you got to be camera ready, essentially. Not on Clubhouse, which makes that so much more easier and so much unintrusive for a lot of people. And if you are an introvert like I am, an extreme introvert like I am, even freaking better. You know what I'm saying? Even freaking better. But I'm joining a event. It's on Clubhouse only, audio only. They're going to have integrations with some other stuff, but it's brilliant. I'm seeing live podcast recordings only over there. Brilliant. Different integrations and stuff like that. So if I have it, I figure why not use it? So I'm just going to be teaching what I know. What do I dislike about Clubhouse? It's iOS only. Get an iOS device. These phones don't cost that much. That's the thing. You get an iPhone SE. It's very similar to this 6 or the 7. This is the 7. So the 6 or the 7, the iPhone SE, even like the older one, you find that for $100. These you could probably find for $100. It's not like, and that's the thing. As a business owner, I don't have any of the Android phones in here, and the Google phones I had to rent out to my family because they needed them. But it's like I got three iPhones. This one cost the most, the 11. These don't cost nothing. And I'm not saying that, oh, you single, you own the, I don't know why y'all think, well, God bless you, I receive it. Yeah, I do got a lot of money, but at the same time, for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like $50 to $100. I would make the same investments when I worked at the bank. So if that meant I needed to eat at mom and daddy house for a pay period, I'm eating at mom and daddy house for a pay period. That's the stuff y'all don't see, or you didn't see. If I was investing in something or whatever, and that meant I cut into my food money, like for groceries or something, I'm gonna go eat at mom and daddy house. I'm gonna go eat at my sister's house. Other people at work will buy me lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not just for an app. I get some people feel that kind of way about it. I ain't telling you go get that for an app, kind of a thing. I'm getting it. I'm telling you to get it because of access and attention. And if you have a business, if you just somebody on a social platform, you can wait till it comes out for Android. It'll be out. Beta takes a long time sometimes, but it'll be out eventually. You don't need to. If you own a business, this conversation for you. So, you know what I'm saying? People are like, I ain't nobody getting it for no ant. It ain't about that. And brand loyalty, it ain't about that neither. I don't own iPhones because they paid me something or they so great. Hell, Google themselves sent me 2 of their phones. I ain't loyal. I love it, but I ain't loyal like that. But it makes sense. Just like I got a Mac and I got an older PC. Should I need to do some PC related stuff? But I also bought Macs because for the business, it made sense. I love Samsung. They also don't make something like the Shure SM7B. So guess what? I leave what I love to get what I need. I'm not beholden to no brand or no loyalty. And I think as entrepreneurs, we really have to pay attention to where we put our money. And we got to step out of consumerism thinking. That's the difference. Like I said, so you talk about iPhone, iOS device, an iPad, most people have them. Hell, I take one from my niece. Be like, I'll DoorDash you some food for the next 3 days. You let me get this iPhone. Because it's like, I'm telling you, people that's in club, this is not hype. This is legit. Take it how you will. What's going on, Danielle? Good to see you. You probably are saying, wow, LOL, to how many tabs I had open. Mind your business. Good to see you, babe Trip. Glad that you're here also. They're saying, thanks, my pleasure. Saying, I only ever conduct sales in person at the police posts, at banks, with the police present, can't get caught slipping. That's also a good idea. Still, some place that you can have other people. Podbean, I don't know a whole lot about them. They seem okay, but just for even on the back end integrations and what you can connect with and who, like I know, but I'm saying, yeah, Buzzsprout is like kind of connected with there. I think Podbean is okay. It's a couple different ones, but Libsyn #1 and then Buzzsprout #2. That's just my recommendation. You'd have to do research on anything else. So I need y'all help, y'all. How do I get my G? We ain't talking about no G7. Let me tell you something. Let me help you out. We ain't talking Panasonic. The Helpcast ain't about Pan. No, I'm just kidding. Danielle, how do you get your G7 to stream? You got a capture card. Most of the time, it's just a setting that you have to change. Is going into, and again, most of the tabs are the same. I know for Panasonic, When you go into your menu, they're usually aligned to the left, where you would click on them. Towards the bottom, the menu start to get a little bit longer. Go into like either the network or the settings setting and just look for like it'll say like HDMI output or something very similar to that. And then you just need to like enable it or turn the icons off. And that's literally it. Because when you connect it up via HDMI and you use a capture card, you'll see a feed come through. The only settings thing for real is to just say, do you want to see the icons or do you not? So when I'm doing training and tutorial videos, I'll go back into my camera and turn the icons on so that it can be seen, so that I can show people. But if you're live streaming like this, then I want to turn that slider back off so that you can't see the icons, because that's not going to be good for the live stream kind of a deal. So that's literally it. Doc saying I use Podbean. It's good, but I may move to Buzzsprout. Okay, so Doc recommends it. The Canon and now the Rodecaster, Diana. Hashtag Diana said, I ain't got time for y'all. And y'all not about to hold me to everything. Yes, guys, darn it, I recommended the Canon, and I still do for some people. Just not as an overall. And 2018, y'all ain't about to keep hassling me. Y'all about to see me out here in these streets. First, I'm tell you what, on site, it's like, hey, real life, real events, probably gonna be something like an eCam event or something. Hey, how you doing, Jeff? Right in the jaw. Keith, I got you. We gonna lay hands on you, all right? No, just kidding. What's going on? Edits by Any or Enoch? I don't. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Sound like TikTok. I wanted it. I got it. Exactly. Kim saying, I got the M50 from Think Media. Thank you. Gosh darn it. Because everybody else act like Sean don't have a bajillion subscribers. They're like 1 point something, whatever subscribers. Like that. Surely he convinced more people than I. Do I throw my brother under the bus? Absolutely. Full engines revving and everything. So thank you. Saying I know he was in there, was in here. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see him earlier, but maybe I missed it. But yeah. Said I love Clubhouse. So addicting though. Yeah, I'm very sensitive about where I give time. And sometimes, like, it was Meredith Marsh. She was like, Dan, how you have so much time for Clubhouse? I don't. I promise you. I fall asleep sometime just because I'll think like maybe 10 or 15 minutes or something. I'd be knocked out. Still in the room or something. I could be on stage even. I'm knocked out. If you don't hear me talking a lot, I'm dozing. I'm somewhere in La La Land. Or even if I'm listening, it's like I'm not really. It's like you'll know if I'm active because I'm probably active on Facebook or Instagram somewhere about the same time sometimes. But I'm very cautious about where I give my time to. But I'm very also implementation oriented. So I'm going to learn something, but I'm also going to do something. So I'll take a break off of just like a couple days ago. It had probably been like 3 days for real since I had been on there for any length of significant time, just because it's like I need social breaks, you know. So yeah. Brother June, good to see him saying, y'all see that autofocus in action? Just saying. Exactly. Saying, sis, Kim. I'm sick of you. Yeah, Kevin got jokes. That's all you get for it. Sick of it. I'm sick of it. Get Keith, hey, Doc, block Keith out of here. No, just kidding. I'm saying, I got so pissed at the you don't have kids whiny crap. Y'all made that choice, not me. So, but we all have things. That's the thing. We all have things. And the whole thing about children, that's something I had to deal with at work, honestly. It's like, if I say I wanted time off or I needed to leave early or something, it's like, you get some supervisors that are like, oh, you know, everything's okay. Like, hey, do what you need to do. I don't need to know nothing else. And then other ones kind of want more of the, you know, so what's going on? I'm not obligated to share nothing. I ain't obligated to tell you nothing. And if Susan, I hope nobody's the streamer's name is Susan. If Susan got kids and, school closed today, hell, I'm staying at home too. Because, you know, if it's dangerous for them to take their little bad behind, it's danger for me to drive too. The kids is on a bus. Well, we out here in these streets driving off in ditches and then got to get insurance. Well, we know we the hell with that. They ain't finna treat me no different. I had went up to the let me tell y'all how crazy I was. Went up to like the bank manager, like who owned like over the entire banking. Yeah, what's going on, Diana? Yeah. How do I get maternity leave? Oh, are you expecting? No, I just figure I'm a woman. I have the capability. Everybody else taking advantage, so I figure I might as well ask. Everybody crack like, oh, I'm serious. Where the forms at? Because shoot, everybody else getting time off work, and the men too. All the nieces and nephews I got, I'm like, it's work going around. I said they ain't watching themselves all the time. It be kids over here. So, but shoot, I'm like, the hell with all that. As far as like kids conversation and no kids, I got in stage 4 endometriosis. Should be having surgery right now. Literally had to get myself together. I did the Clubhouse room because again, that's unintrusive. But literally had to get myself together to get on this stream. Feel like SHI, you know the rest. Because I'm committed to doing what I said I was going to do. But when I get off of here, I ain't gonna be online like that no more. I might be on Facebook or something like that, but I ain't really on like that. And I think I got a Clubhouse room at 6 o'clock with Ecamm Live talking about some gear stuff. Again, it's on Clubhouse, audio only, not that intrusive. But feel like total garbage on days. You know, have to go leave work and go to the hospital. So the kids is at least the worry, but it's an obligation of time. Don't matter what it is, obligation of time. I get it's a little human being, but at the same time, just you yourself as a human being have a lot of responsibility. So I'm like, the heck with that. And I don't buy that either. So not that it's like but you know what I'm saying? It's like we all got things, responsibilities. I ain't asked for the endometriosis neither. Shoot, if it was up to me, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And I don't even have one. So Miss Finance saying makes sense. Saying from Jamaica, in a pandemic, my accountant would kill me for dropping $100,000. I'm not sure what that is on an Apple device, but yeah. So saying, trust me, if Clubhouse was on Android only, I'd buy a green robot joint Ace. I pull one of my phones out the drawer, and that will be it. Or go to the nearest all these places that usually fix iPhones and fix screens and stuff. Not even iPhones specifically, but they fix, y'all know, the third party locations of whatever. Or even like the like Doc talked about, like Mint Mobile. Hell, Android got a mobile. Walmart. What is it? What is $50 a month? And that's the thing. If you plan to waste time, have fun. That's what I'm saying. Like if you just want to hang out on social platforms and consume like normally, cool. But if you own a business, what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like that money, that investment should yield a return. That's why it's an investment. The difference is I'm cool with some people, they feel like it's going to be a waste to them, and everything ain't for everybody. But the people that like come to that Vlogmas video and they can like, I ain't going to buy no. It's just like, go find you some business. It's true. Saying it don't got to be a phone, does it? Yeah, you can be on iPad. At least they'll be on iPad all the time. Even an iPod Touch. That is also true. Saying thanks, Diana. Appreciate it. Keith laughing because he knows he's guilty. Yes, I ran across. Okay, saying I ran across those videos and they were helpful. I'll give her that. You know what? Y'all are not. Saying Canon loves the Canon. Exactly. Y'all not finna hate on me. Saying don't say it too loud, Donna. We be sleeping sometimes. Y'all know. I'm like, I can't be the only person. It tripped me out the one time. It's like legit getting called to the stage. Like, man, I've been trying. I don't know who knows how long. The little green icon pop. You've been invited to come to this. Not today. I've been invited to go to bed. Shoot. I sent you some coffee, but the alert didn't go off. Oh, Miss Eileen, thank you so much. I did not know that. Thank you so much. We will do a round of applause for Miss Eileen Smith. So, here's the thing. The stream crashed, or I don't know, but it closed out. If it crashed or if I accidentally hit something, I was hitting quick keys. I think I accidentally like shut it down because it just closed. So I'm like, oops. So I think that was on me with the quick keys closing out the program. So that may be why it disconnected, because technically this is after the restart. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Saying nosy supervisors. Yeah, I never subscribe to that. Unless I want to tell you, I'm not obligated to tell you nothing. Nor are you going to put me like, that's the thing is like people like, oh, I'm a, try to be assertive. It's like, you got the wrong one. So I'm going to meet a guy in a dark seedy alley, talk about an iPhone, just going to pull out a kidney first. Do what you got to do, bro. You got another one. But yes, an iPhone SE is $11 a month. Keep telling y'all self that this hashtag expensive. Stay left on the back. We've had this conversation. Ain't even worth it. Saying, yeah, and they would have fun to have a uterus. Yeah, and they say, yeah. So they say it would be fun, they say. It is what it is. But that is where I'm going to wrap up this stream for today. I'm not going to be doing no 5 hours of energy live streams. We're going to be shutting it down because I got at 3 o'clock. I said 6 o'clock. It's at 3 o'clock today. I'm going to be doing a Clubhouse room from 3 to 4 o'clock called New Year, New Gear. You can go to dyna.link/CH. And that, or even like if you're on Instagram, you click the link in my bio, it'll get you there. But if you go to dyna.link/CH, if I'm saying I got a room scheduled that day, I try to keep the schedule on the Instagram flow page. So you can see that, like the link in my bio. That way you can see if I'm going to do a room. If it's scheduled, then you can see the where. But that's at 3 o'clock. So it's almost 2 o'clock now. So in about an hour, I'll be doing that room. So you just dyna.link/CH and that'll get you the link to come. But other than that, y'all live a passion. I'll see y'all in the next video.